Deposed Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad has fled the country and sought asylum in Russia. And now most Syrian rebels who ousted Bashar al-Assad and took control of Damascus and other areas in the country are propagating an Islamist and nationalist agenda. Assad ousted. Who are the fighters controlling Syria? News9 Plus Decodes. Let us look at which group is stronger in which terrain and the territories they control. Which is the largest group of anti-Assad fighters? The most powerful group in Syria that led the rebels' offensive is Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or the HTS. The Islamist group started as an al-Qaeda affiliate in Syria as the Nusra Front. Its leader, Ahmad al-Shara, who for years used the nom de guerre Abu Muhammad al-Golani, first broke away from the nascent Islamic State group and then in 2016 from the global al-Qaeda organization. Rebranded as HTS, it became the strongest group in the main rebel enclave around Idlib province in the northwest. HTS and its leader have been designated as terrorists by the United States, Turkey and others, but continued to fight alongside mainstream rebel groups and backed an administration in Idlib that they call the Salvation Government. Which are the other prominent groups? Coalitions such as the Free Syrian Army and the Islamic Front have exerted influence at different times of the conflict over the years. In northwestern Idlib, which until last week's stunning advance was the main rebel stronghold in Syria, a range of groups fought alongside HTS in a unified military operations command. Other groups had dominated in the south. A string of Assad victories in 2018 forced them to accept his rule, but without turning over all their arms or coming back under full Damascus control. Last week, they rose up again, taking southwestern Syria. What was the role of the Syrian National Army? In 2016, Turkey began sending troops into Syria to push Kurdish groups and the Islamic State away from its borders. Some of these groups came together to form the Syrian National Army, or the SNA. Backed by Turkish military power, the SNA held sway over territory along the Syrian-Turkish border. As HTS and other fighters advanced on Assad last week, the SNA joined in, fighting government forces and Kurdish-led forces in the northeast. Which fighters are part of the Syrian Democratic Forces? The Kurdish-led People's Protection Units took control of large areas of northeast Syria in 2012, as government forces pulled out to fight rebels in the west. As Islamic State advanced in Syria in 2014, the YPG joined other groups to hold them back. With the backing of America and its allies, they formed the Syrian Democratic Forces, or the SDF alliance of Kurdish and Arab militias. Today, most of Syria's east is controlled by the Syrian Democratic Forces, a Kurdish-led group backed by the United States. The SDF now controls most of the quarter of Syria that lies east of the Euphrates, including the former Islamic State capital of Raqqa and some of the country's biggest oil fields.